What is the best blood pressure if you're over the age of 65? If you want to know right away, I'm going to tell you it's this. It's 119 over 79. This way I'm not wasting your time. I'm not letting you wait till the end of the video in order to find out. So that is the blood pressure according to the American Heart Association, Harvard Medical School, the American College of Cardiology, as well as the National Institutes of Health. If you want to know the details and some very fascinating information about this subject, then stick around. But firstly, why is there so much confusion about what normal blood pressure should be when we're older? There are three primary reasons. The first is because there's so much information on the internet that some of the old information is still on the internet. The second reason is because doctors, clinicians, really don't all agree. There are some doctors that question the validity of some of the research done by pharmaceutical companies that have a vested interest in lowering the numbers so low that literally no one can pass a blood pressure test and you're gonna walk out with a blood pressure medication. Number three, there is some conflicting information as to what normal blood pressure should be as we age. Is it something that we should allow to occur to a certain degree? And some of that research that's been done is still in the early stages, and so when coming up with guidelines for blood pressure management, very often that research is kind of pushed to the side and ignored. Normal blood pressure for the systolic is 119 and below. Anything below 119 and including 119 is considered normal blood pressure. The diastolic would be 79, or anything below that is considered normal. So if you have a blood pressure of 119 over 79 or anything lower than that, you're good, everybody's happy, you're not given medication when you go to the doctor's office. But now what happens if your systolic number isn't 119, but now it's 120? Now you're in a different classification. It's not considered normal anymore. You are now considered to have elevated blood pressure. And the range for this, for the systolic number, is 120 to 129 for the first number. For the diastolic, the number will stay below 79 or including 79. So the American Heart Association, the American College of Cardiology, Harvard Medical School, and the National Institutes of Health all agree that if a person has a blood pressure between 120 and 129 for the systolic and less than 79 or less than 80, then that is considered elevated blood pressure. What happens if your systolic number goes above 129 and is now 130 or 130 to 139? Then you are considered to have stage 1 hypertension, even if your diastolic stays below 80. But most of the time when your systolic starts going up, your diastolic starts going up as well. So now in stage 1 hypertension, the diastolic can be anywhere between the number 80 and 89. In addition to that, if your systolic is, let's say, 119, but your diastolic is 89, you're still considered to have stage 1 hypertension. Also, if your blood pressure is, let's say, 138 over 79, you're still considered to have stage 1 hypertension. So far what we've covered is what normal blood pressure is, what elevated blood pressure is, what stage 1 hypertension is, now stage 2. In stage 2, if your systolic number is 140 or above, you're considered to be in stage 2 hypertension. Also, if the diastolic is above 90, then you're also considered to have stage 2 hypertension. If you had 140 over 79, you're considered to have stage 2 hypertension, according to these guidelines. Or if you had 119 over 92, that's still stage 2 hypertension. Now there's a final stage of this, and that is that when you are considered to be in a crisis. A crisis would be the systolic number as 180 and or the diastolic as 120. That's a situation that's considered a medical emergency. You need to get to a doctor now. So I will put up a chart in this frame right here so you can get an idea of what you want to know. So you can screenshot this so you have it in your phone, or what you can do is hopefully you've been writing this down so you can learn these numbers. Is there any validity as to just allowing the blood pressure to be a little higher than what these guidelines are? Then watch this video right here. It's going to fascinate you because it really answers a lot of these very important questions.